What's up, fellas? If you're wondering why this riding video portion was cut short in a while, I'm not doing a helmet cam or a drive-by, is this bike's brand new. It had 5.2 miles on it when it came here, and now it's got 7.1 miles. We put 1.8 miles on it, doing the test and tune. It was part of a private collection out of Michigan that you probably saw the truckloads that came in. There was 19 bikes, 14 of them were brand new, never had been ridden motorcycles that just came out of the dealership and were parked in his private collection, stored indoors for 45 years. This is a 1981. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's the only brand new GS250T that's never been ridden with under 10 miles on it on the planet. If you know of another one, post a video. Otherwise, it didn't happen, or a link to a video. This is got to be the only one. His passion was for small bore bikes. The biggest bike that he had in his collection was twin RD 400s. Yes, of course I bought those. The blue ones on eBay right now. The red ones sold instantly when it rolled off the truck. But those he rode a bit. These, he collected small bore bikes and he didn't ride them at all. He just kept them in storage for his retirement and decided to sell them all when the time finally came 45 years later. So, but I don't know of another collector who has had this many brand new NOS small bore Japanese motorcycles that were never ridden. This is kind of like a one of one thing. So obviously, if the bike was sitting for that many moons, we had to go through it top to back, front to back, and we did. First thing they did is they took the fuel tank off and completely rinsed it out, cleaned out the fuel petcock, and removed the carburetors, cleaned and rebuilt the carburetors because there was fuel in the float bowl for 40 years. So of course that had to be cleaned out. The fuel tank was cleaned with metal rescue and rinsed out. The air box was gone through and made sure the air filter was still in good condition. They got it running perfectly and then heated it up a little bit, drained the oils out of it, replaced the engine oil. All of the fluids in it are new. The front brakes were flushed, and new DOT brake fluid was installed in the front. The gear oil is new, and the fuel running is VP ethanol-free fuel. So just gave it a major tune-up. Went through the fuel system, rebuilt the carbs, changed the oil, and that's all it needed because it was brand new. So went through the detail shop where it was steam cleaned, hand washed. Every piece of chrome on it was polished, top to bottom. Even the bottom of the engine was cleaned. You know, the bike's 45 years old, so it wasn't ridden, but there was a little dust here and there, and he was getting up there in years, so he hadn't detailed it in years. So we gave what we call a full rotisserie detail. All the spokes were cleaned and polished. The rims were cleaned and polished. The tire sides were cleaned, and some tire protection dressing was put on the sides of the tires. Ironically, I didn't notice any dry rot on the tires, and the treads look perfect. The tires look brand new, which is remarkable. I've seen new Michelins today split in 5, 6, 7 years. It must have been a different compound they used back then, because these tires aren't dry rotted at all, and they still have the hairy nubs on them. It even has the original chain on it. We were thinking about, I was going to put a gold chain on it. It's kind of like our thing here, especially for a bike that has gold tank badges and gold decals on it like this one has, but it's the original chain with 7 miles on it. And we decided we'll leave that up to the new owner. If the new owner wants to put a gold chain on there, we'll include that for free. Just click to buy it now, and we'll put a new gold chain on it. If it sells for under the reserve or around the reserve, well, you got to pay for it yourself. But if you're a collector and you're looking for a brand new bike that has no issues mechanically and is cosmetically as fine as a 45-year-old motorcycle could possibly be, this is it. I mean, it's almost 50 years old. It's a legitimate antique. And of course, there's going to be a little bit of patina on it. If we look super closely, we can probably find a little bit of patina somewhere on it. Maybe on the chrome, maybe on the fork lowers. The clear coat sometimes gets a little checking in it, but none of the surfaces on this motorcycle are anything but 100% original, 45 years old, and as fine as you'd ever find one anywhere. It still has the break-in procedure. Here it says get your break-in service done at 600 miles. We just did that, which is basically changing all the fluids and giving it a nut and bolt. All the lights work, the turn signals, the high beam, the low beam, the brake lights, everything works beautifully on it. So it has no electrical issues. Of course, right turn signal, left turn signal, brake light, high beam and low beam work, the horn works. It's electrically, the bike's a 10. Every square inch of this bike has been gone over, and it's certified brand new and perfect. So I'm not gonna ride it anymore, except for I'm riding it into the museum. It'll be on display on the 3rd floor. And if you're interested in checking it out, come on down. The inside of the tank is nice and clean. The paint's in beautiful condition on it. There is a couple of small scratches on the side cover. Like I said, it's a 45-year-old motorcycle, and sometimes over the course of time, even when they're brand new sitting in the showroom, sometimes they'll get a little beauty mark here or there, but I've never seen one ever that's brand new like this. Not since 1981 when I worked at the Suzuki dealership. I used to set these up when I was in high school. So yeah, I was 16 years old. I worked at the Suzuki dealership, 81 to 84. So I used to set up the 250s, 550s, 750s, the 1100s, the 1000s, all of them. It was kind of a time capsule flashback to 1981. Great bike to keep for around town riding or inexpensive transportation. Oh, hey, one other thing. I just remembered, come here. The tachometer on this. The tachometer works. It just takes a second for it to catch up. And we did some research on that on a couple different forums. And the tachometer is not broken. It's an electromagnetic tachometer that has a magnet inside of it. And the magnet has a little bit of grease on it. Since it's 45 years old, the grease kind of hardens. So we'd have to take this cover off right here, and then, which you would never know that we had done it. But if you took this cover off, and we do fix it, you'll be able to tell that we dismantled the speedometer to clean the grease and get it to react a little more quickly. I didn't want to tamper with anything, especially around the speedometer housing. But if you wanted that done, we could do that for you. We just made an executive decision, like the chain. This thing's original. The tachometer, speedometer, because once you open this up and dismantle it, there will be evidence that it was opened. So we wanted to keep it 100% original. Probably the last 100% original one. Certainly the last one with under 7 miles on it. So if you're looking for a diamond to your collection, this is as good as they get, and it'll be affordably priced. Thanks for watching. Happy Easter, and God bless America.